What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcastle for the next episode of Project Zomboid. My name is Splattercat. I fixed the zoom. Apparently the game launched in compatibility mode for some reason. I don't know. I launched it through Steam and I clicked the normal thing that just said play Zomboid and it launched it in compatibility mode. I had to go back and fix it. I had to look it up and figure out what was going on because I like being able to super close up. There it is. Okay, so in the previous episode, it had gotten real. Shit had gotten real, it had gotten bloody, and it had gotten visceral, and it totally sucked. Our refugi was annihilated by zombies. No, actually, I just got myself into trouble, and I got this slow-mo thing that happened. I don't know. It seemed like slow motion to me. I'm gonna harp on it once again. It felt like the game was in slow motion for a second, and I got bit. I don't know. It was weird. And so, unfortunately, now Corn Cob is dead. His daughter, Corn Cob, has to take over. I'm sorry, not Corn Cob. Corn Cob is dead. Corn Nut took over there. The problem with all this is that I've been getting ready for this series for a very, very long time, and all of my prep work, the character's name was Cornbread. That was the problem. And so now, running on in, I've run into this weird issue. Wait, didn't I break into this house already? I'm almost positive that I broke into this house already. Did it not save the state or something? Oh, no. I went in through the back. What window did I go through then? One of the front ones? I don't know what window I went through, but whatever. If you're wondering why it's not at 60 frames, I mentioned this in the previous episode. I can't get the game to run at 60 frames. I've got a beast like a hog of a computer, and it still just does not run at 60 frames. So unfortunately, there's not much that I can do. Steak. Did you say steak? Of course we're having steak for dinner. Why wouldn't you? It's already here. It's gonna go bad, and what if you go through the apocalypse now, never having eaten that steak? You would regret it for the rest of your life. You would sit there and say, you know what? I could have had steak one last time, and I didn't. And you would regret it forever. And so, you know what? We're having steak tonight so that I don't have to have regrets, and so I don't have to think about my life being miserable like that. Steaky, how close to cooked are you? You gotta be close. I named my steak Steaky. I always find that steak tastes better if you give it a name. Let's go ahead and take care of business right there. Sometimes I name it Gordon. Sometimes I name it Sheffield. Steaky is the one that I went through today, though, because it seemed like the best possible one to use. So, for now, we're hot at the moment. It's unpleasantly hot. Why are we unpleasantly hot? That's just being so goddamn beautiful that everybody around you just doesn't give you the time of day because it's embarrassing. Like, listen, how are you going to be a dime piece hanging around a bunch of fours like myself? It's not fair. You're unpleasantly hot. Let's see, we've got a vest on. I guess we could just go shirtless for a while. We might as well, so we don't burn to death here. Alright, well, hanging outside the house, it looks like it started us kind of later on. This is probably going to be my refuge point from now on. I think this might be the spot where I'm hanging out. Everything's already in the fridge that needs to be in the fridge, so I'm going to throw the rest of the food in there. Did I not bring more food with me? I must have not brought more food with me. Great. That was like the most odd sentence ever. I must have not brought the foods with me. And I should probably also turn you off. No, don't smash the window. There we go. I gotta turn off the oven. I can turn it on very, very easily, but turning it off requires me to deploy my patented unsexy dance, which, it's pretty unsexy. It's pretty unsexy. What's going on in here? Did I ever search this room? Oh, look, there's cigarettes and sheets. Now, I will mention that this is undeniably a terrible idea to be up in this room when it's so dark. However, we need sheets. And not only do we need those sheets, I need to give a sheet to the window. And so just to prove that I give a sheet for a moment, we'll go over here. All right. Oh, there's another one in there too. So while we're getting our lovely cottage all nice and taken care of, I killed everything around here in between episodes. So I went around and I bashed all the zombies. So we should be good along that front unless they migrate over here. What we do have to hope is that no gunshots or anything else go off, because if that happens, we may end up getting overrun or overshambled or overhobbled or whatever you want to call it. So we'll add another sheet over here. We'll close that curtain, and that leaves us with, there's no window in there. Is there a light switch in here? I can't see where the damn, but there we go. It looks like there's actually no... Oh, yep, there is right there. Okay, so let's add a sheet to that window as well so that we can use our light source, and then we'll close that down. It's weird how the light works in this game. Like, it still feels unbearably dark inside of this room, even though it says that a light switch is on. Maybe these people just bought bad... Maybe they were just really, really bad at buying lamps. That could be what happened. I don't know. I'm pretty good at buying lamps, although lamps are expensive. Like, I went down to Big Lots, and I was like, I'm going to Big Lots, I'm going to get a $5 lamp, and this is going to be awesome. Lamps are kind of expensive. They were like $29.99. I was like, damn, son, I don't need a lamp that bad. I'll just use a flashlight. Calm down. It's not that big of a deal. I'm kind of waiting for us to get tired right now so that we don't mess up our sleep schedule. You ate an entire steak, and 4 hours later, you're hungry again? I mean, that's a lady after my own heart. I love a woman with an appetite, but This is going to be problematic if we keep this up. Let's sleep for maybe 5, 6 hours. 6 hours seems okay. Just a little cat nap. There we go. And so now that we're all nice and up and ready to run. Oh, good. We didn't get the slow mode issue again. Sometimes when I get up from sleeping, I have slow-mo for a while, and I have no idea how to fix it. Basically the same thing that happened when I opened that closet in that other house. I get weird slow-mo all the time when I play this game, and it is quite disrupting, so hopefully it doesn't happen. What's really odd is that it doesn't happen on my other computer, which is weirdly enough a lot worse than this one. My other computer is like 6 years old, and it doesn't have any of these problems when I play Zomboid. It's just my newer computer. I don't know if it has to do with like the way that it deals with like multi-threading or what it is, but I have performance issues on this computer. I have performance issues. And you know what? As a man, it's not embarrassing to talk about when you have performance issues. It is what it is. You got to be honest and bring it up. My computer has performance issues, although it is making me feel self-conscious right now. Men don't like to, I mean, dudes, when we talk about our computer rigs, ladies, you can come along too. I'm going to include everybody in this one, but I can only speak for me personally because obviously I am a man. Maybe not, so maybe I could just be a deep-voiced lady who's been deceiving you all for the last 2 years. It is possible. No, I would not like to get bitten on my bare flesh today, thank you. Or on my human flesh. Oh good, he fell. And alas, the zombie fell. I was trying to get over there to get that swing off and kill the one in the back, unfortunately. Oh, I missed! Oh no, this would all be so much better if I could just aim. If I could only aim. So we need to accelerate this process a little bit. Otherwise, we're never going to get done with these guys. And unfortunately, your hitting skills appear to be... See, she was raised in polite modern society where hitting is not acceptable. That's why she's so bad at it. Me, on the other hand, hitting was okay. Hitting was okay. I had lots of siblings, so there it is. Okay, I had one sibling, but we did hit each other a lot. So there, if you have a house with siblings, they're going to hit each other. Parents, I don't know if you know about this, but the second you leave the house, it turns into a road warrior. I'm just letting you know. It gets, if it was anything like my house anyways, it gets ugly. It starts out with one person shooting a rubber band at the other person, then that person like punches you in the shoulder over the back of the couch, and I have a sister, and that's how violent it was. So I'm just letting you know right now. My sister and I regularly tangled. It was what it was, just like cats and dogs just rolling around fighting. Happened all the time. Happened all the time. Oh, shit balls. Okay, time to run away. Time to get the hell on out of here. Yep, nobody here. Nobody here. Nobody here but us corn nuts. It looks like there's a hole in the back of my pants right now. It definitely looks like my under britches is sticking out. That's unfortunate. Oh, don't do this. Zombies! Goddamn burglar alarms. What is it with these neighborhoods that all have burglar alarms? I've met like one person in my entire life that was wealthy enough to have a burglar alarm. And like, what? Like, really? This can't, oh my god, they're everywhere. Look at that ish. They're all over the place. I do enjoy the fact that we can sprint for a long ass time without getting tired. Alright, so let's just hang out here for a second until they all settle. Like sediment at the bottom of an especially calm lake. So many burglar alarms in this game, though. Like, are burglar alarms that common? I think this was made by a team in Britain. So are burglar alarms that common in Britain? Because, like, nobody has them around here. I always bring that up. I brought it up in the last series, too. Like, they're just not a thing. Typically, and even, like, I think I've seen houses that have them, but nobody ever sets them or uses them. It's just kind of like, meh. Whoa, you're supposed to be dead right now. Never fight top to bottom like that right there. It's a bad plan. It's not going to work out for you. I suppose this is a decent opportunity to level up our blunt. Take from that what you will. There's another one, bites the dust. I don't know how many zombies we're going to have to kill today, but I am a violent person when it comes to zombies. There's a butter knife right there. Oh good, a gunshot. Just to follow up on all those other fun... So when you play the game online in multiplayer, do the gunshots and the helicopters still happen when you're playing on a server with other people? Or do they get rid of those so that the gunshots and stuff will be caused by other players? Like, how does that whole thing work? Somebody that's played multiplayer have to let me know. Maybe on the back end of this, if it ends up being popular enough and people really want to see more, once I get bored of playing single player, maybe we'll try and find a server for multiplayer and we'll see what happens there, see if we can have a good time with that. Usually try to be careful. Oh, good. 9mm rounds, but are there 9 of them? A spiffo. I wish you could wear... There needs to be a spiffo backpack in the game. That's the one thing that the developers have neglected. There needs to be a spiffo backpack that's better than the duffels and everything else, and then it actually shows up on your back as a spiffo backpack. That would be my favorite thing in the whole world. They should do that. Maybe make it optional. I don't know. Some people, it would break immersion for them, but I'd totally be that guy running around the apocalypse with like a weird... I don't know, raccoon backpack on. Although I'm not fond of raccoons. Raccoons killed my dog, and ever since then I've never been a fan. It's just, I don't like them. I don't like them very much. Let's see here. I do indulge in a bit of raccoon hunting for revenge, or at least I did after that happened. I should probably be putting all this, yeah, in the proper receptacle, shouldn't I? It looks like I'm bad at organizing. A bottle of remoulade. I don't know what remoulade is, but it sounds like it's fancy and delicious, so maybe it's something nice. Maybe it's a treat that I can give to myself later on. Something I can rub on my face and be like, oh, remoulade, you're so kind to me right now. Remoulade sounds like the discount hero from a 1970s sci-fi film. Like, I am Remoulade, god of the spheres. You'd have that goofy-ass outfit. Oh, my God. Alright, so we're going to have to sneak our Remoulade back across the 10-yard line here. Dung 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 dung. You guys remember the Limp Bizkit remix of that song? It wasn't even a remix, it was just a remake. It was right around the time the movie, I don't know if it was like Mission Impossible 1, 2, or 3, I don't remember which one it was. But around the time one of those came out, Limp Bizkit did one of them. You know Fred Durst streams? Like, oh my God, I didn't even realize this. The other day I was going through Twitch TV and Fred Durst was streaming. He was streaming Call of Duty or something, too. I don't remember what he was doing. He was there with like 80 people in the room with him, too, because I guess he can't play video games without an entourage or something. I don't really know. It was an odd situation. Like, why are there so many people in your living room right now just to play a video game? This seems like awfully encumbering. I don't know if I could focus on the game with this many people around. Now, the reason I have selected this location, because it has a runway. I always wanted to have a house with a runway, and so we're going to run on that runway, parking on driveways and driving on parkways. You know the old adage, the old joke. So we go back into our house. Hopefully the zombies won't see me go in here. I don't really know how far out their line of sight goes. We'll figure it out in just a second. I'll beat them off the door in just a minute. That's right. I will beat off whatever the zombies that I have to do to get them away from my house in just a second. Although I suppose that was a little bit, it was worded tumultuously, I suppose. I don't know if that would work. Tumultuously. I don't know if I like that or not. Yeah, it nerfs it actually, almost by 50%. The carrying capacity, what I remember is the fridge used to do 50, right? Looks like it nerfs it by half. That's actually a pretty considerable nerf. I may have picked the wrong thing here. I may have made a mistake. Let's grab, we've got 3 water bottles right there. Corn Nut Collins like to drink the water. Give Corn Nut Collins 1 more water back into the inventory right now. She will tell her daddy on ya. It don't really matter because daddy done dead, but you know, I still thought I'd bring it up. Let's see, I've got to use that. I've got to use the bit. I didn't get enough mileage out of it. I apologize, everybody. I didn't get enough mileage, and when I don't get enough mileage, it's the exact same thing like when I don't run every day. I feel the exact same way right now. I feel like I went to all that effort to come up with a hilarious character, and it just didn't get utilized. So unfortunately, Corn Nut is going to inherit a lot of those characteristics and attributes. De Pistola. I don't think I need that right now. We'll throw the twine in there, though. Obviously, we need a treasure drawer. Treasure drawer. Where should the treasure... This is the treasure drawer. So we got a wedding ring. We got our bling up inside that thing. There it is. So now that's been taken care of. How is that using up that much weight? I'm also going to keep the pistol in the drawer just in case. We do have 10 bullets, but I've heard that the pistol actually is like terrible now. It's not good anymore. Whereas it used to headshot people all the time. People have told me that it's not so amazing any longer or any shorter or whatever. Well, it looks like a couple of them meandered up and in here, but they didn't quite make it to us. So I guess I'll see if I can knock them down real quick. And if I can't, I'm just going to rotate in between these two. Try and keep him down for a second. There we go. That kind of looks like... Well, no, it actually didn't. Let's go and we'll grab... Sometimes you just got to curtail yourself. You got to stop right in the middle. Like every now and again as a YouTuber, you get an idea for like something funny that you could say over the next couple of seconds. And then you run through the whole thing in your head over the period of like a microsecond. And then somewhere in your brain, it hits a trigger switch. And it's just like, yeah, don't do that joke. Because you'll get comments, you'll get email. Just don't do that joke. Don't do it. I know it's in your head right now, and I know you think it's funny, but you know it's not funny. Like if you told that at somebody else's house party, you'd be in trouble. You'd be in trouble here. Don't do it. Don't do it. I like off-color jokes. I always have. I can't help it. I find like it comes from my family. That's the problem. Is that like my granddad is the most ornery old guy with the most vicious sense of humor ever, and so like the meaner the joke, the funnier it is, and it's just like ingrained into us as a family. Like I don't even know what else to say about it. Now you don't do it in public. You get the family together and you have a Thanksgiving dinner and then you just get going with it. And I don't know if you remember like the first episode actually. I think it was the garden party of the Boondocks. You know when Onceler Sr. and Granddad are like making jokes about people? It's like that. You kind of like you get your own party together and then you just make jokes like that. And then nobody has to hear about it, so the feelings never get hurt. You don't bite me in the side of my head right now because you're weirdly speedy for a zombie. Why are you guys so good at not getting hit in the face? Fall down. Oh, you see it right there? It did it. It did it. I don't know if it caught it on camera, but it did it. It did the slow-mo thing for just a second. Let me zoom in real fast. Dang, dang. Yeah, my pants look really, really holy. The holy pants of Cornut. What do we have going on here? Like vests and shoes. I want a purple shirt. I love purple. I got like this rich purple colored shirt that I wear all the time. I love it. Purple, it's royalty. That's what it is right there. Where did that go? Oh, that's weird. There's the pink shirt, but where did the purple one? Oh, they're all underneath that vest right there. Okay. So I want to wear the pretty purple one. Put the pretty purple one on so I can meet the manses. There we go. We'll put that on right there. Oh, that's not purple. That's like lightly stained. That's lightly stained purple. Yeah, it seems to be recreatable. Zooming out seems to help. Oh, shitballs. Yeah, not down for that little excursion right now. Okay, so we're going to go through the hood real fast. You can find me in the woods. Let's see. Let's go through. I don't know. Right here might work. If I can get inside the building. Oh, saboteur. Saboteur. Open the window. You've got a hammer. You should be able to just claw hammer that thing off there. That's right. I put your brains on the wall, zombie. Somehow the brains flew backwards. I guess those splatter patterns are realistic. I've watched CSI long enough to know there's one behind me, isn't there? Yep. I've watched CSI long enough to know that there's one behind me in there. He's got to be like lower on HP. Oh, Jesus. Well then. That speedy one right there with the Donagle's got to go. And that's why. They tend to overlap the other ones and it becomes a problem. Ugh. Beat the brains in faster. Strike the cranium. Strike the cranium with your hammer of vibranium. It will be insanium. That was my favorite character. You remember Toy Soldiers? Or what was the name of that? What was the name of that movie? There was a movie back in the day where, like, I think it was Toy Soldiers. I'm pretty sure it was. Anyways, Toy Soldiers, there was a guy named Insaniac, and it was the stuff. He was my favorite. He was like, and he just, like, spun all over. He's kind of like Donnie from the Thornberrys. I don't know. Speaking, but you guys see that on my Twitter the other night? I posted it was Iggy Azalea rapping, and then somebody mixed in Donnie from the Thornberrys. It was pretty funny. Made me laugh. I have a healthy distaste for Iggy Azalea. I don't like her one bit. There's not a single thing about that act that I feel is acceptable or okay. I just be like, wow, you were just all around awful. And it's disappointing too because T.I. is the one that vetted for her, and I have respect for T.I. Like, I like T.I. I listen to a lot of his stuff. And I just be like, really, T.I.? This is what you decide to do to the universe after you become a famous rapper and make like millions of dollars. You just drop this bomb called Iggy Azalea on top of us. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. This building's gonna need, like, somebody's got to go over here with the hose and wash that off. Someone get the hose out and clean off the side of the building. It don't look so good right now. Did we actually? Yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and take a pee real fast. I guess you could say we took a pee in our mouth. Peas. We took multiple peas in our mouth. There you go. There's the joke. Ha ha! Oh, God. This is what we're doing now. We're scraping the bottom of the... It's the bottom of the barrel. If you didn't know, we have arrived, everyone. We have arrived. Welcome. Am I still thirsty? I bet I'm not. So let's go ahead and fill that up in the sink real fast. I do feel a little bit more of an affinity for corn nut than I do for corn cob. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's weird, but I like her better. I like her better. I'm actually sort of glad that thing happened in the last episode. I don't know if everybody else agrees with me. It's a little bit embarrassing that we... Baseball bat. Now we gotta find some nails. Then we can make a nail bat. It'll be awesome. The nail bat is super, super... Ooh, there's a whole burger in here? I would gladly take your burger today so that I can eat a burger tomorrow. Milk packages, onions, hooray. Well, no, shnikes. Alright, so I'm gonna go in through the front door. And then out through this window. There we go. And so that should leave us kind of safe. Oh, it's 7 o'clock? We should probably find our way home then. Let's go ahead and get our ass running on home. Let's keep going. I like how she can actually like sprint all over the place without any major issues. It makes me feel really, really happy deep down inside. Deep, deep, sit down, down, sit deep down in my heart. Yeah. You guys ever sing that song at church? Well, we did. We sang that song at church all the time. I had a lot of churching as a lad. A lot of churching. Like, seriously. A severe overabundance of churching. Let's jump up in here. And I would say, people say that if you go to church a lot, you're going to turn out okay. I did not. I did not. Then again, I was a rebellious child. I was a rebellious, angry child with bandanas and everything else that comes along. Wallet chains. That was a thing when I was younger. I don't know if kids have those anymore, but we had wallet chains. It made us feel edgy. And then they started banning them at school because people started using the chains to beat people with. And I was like, well, then you weren't allowed to have a wallet chain anymore. And so people were able to steal your wallet. And I was like, damn it. I try to go to lengths. I try really, really hard, school board. I go to so many lengths to try to make sure that my wallet doesn't get stolen. Because my wallet got stolen like 4 times at school. Like, no joke. Those lockers were always getting broke into. You just learn never leave anything. People break into it during school hours. They'd be like, dunk, with a crowbar and just be in there and out. They didn't even go to school there. It was just random hoods running around doing it. It sucked. Let's go and throw these books up inside of here. Throw that up inside of there. You thought you had a padlock. You should have got the more expensive one. I got the one from Sports Bar, and they just smacked that sucker off real quick with a hammer. There's like, gunk, and they were in. They didn't have to use the crowbar on mine. Let's see. We need to put all this stuff up inside of our refrigerator, which is looking actually kind of full right now. I'm just going to do all that because it's quicker than doing it the other way, and then what I'll do is I shall take one of these waters once everything is finished being deposited. And so there it is. Now that the depot site has concluded, I'm going to eat some salmon tonight. That sounds pretty good. I feel like salmon right now. Let's see. We've got... It's my salmon song. A lot of people don't take it to the next level and create for themselves songs to go along with all of their favorite foods. I like to do it because food inspires me. There are very few things in life I like as much as eating. And so... They say to draw what inspires you. Well, there it goes. It's the exact same thing for music. Write what inspires you. And I love food. Luckily, the salmon cooks really fast, too, which makes me happy. Does it, actually? Oh, maybe it doesn't. Okay, well, let's turn that on for a moment. There it is. Hopefully, we don't get bored. And so that should be done. 3, 2, 1. Dinner! So we'll throw that in there. And then we shall eat the entire salmon. Delicious salmon inside of my mouth. And so the salmon has been destroyed. We used to have salmon every once in a while when I was a kid because my dad was a salmon fisherman. My dad really, really enjoyed going. That was like his one big thing, is every year with all of his friends and all of his suppliers and whatnot. Is this just like a closet? That's like one of those places where zombies get me because it's nighttime and I go in there and I get bit even though I know I shouldn't. I should probably use a little bit of time right now to get my learnings on. So if we have any books over here that'll make my life easier. Expert cooking. That's unfortunate. What does that one do? Stress reduction. Unhappiness. Why is it so hot right now? Like, I'm finding it, actually, it must be the middle of summer or something because our character keeps complaining about the fact that it's really, really hot. So I guess that's that. I guess we know what's hot and what's not. What's not me anymore because I took off my shirt. Well, unfortunately, there's no books for us to do any book learning from, so I guess we'll just sleep until morning. There doesn't appear to be anything else to do. Hopefully, this doesn't negatively affect us too outlandishly. Outlander! Oh, Christ. Okay, so gunshots that sounded like they were right outside my house. Just in case this goes really, really wrong, we need to grab ourselves some food for later in case we get run out of our house. Do I still have the bottle of disinfectant? I do not. Okay, so let's get the bottle of disinfectant back. I can't decide if that's the drum from the song or if somebody's actively trying to break into my house right now. We'll have to go look. Let me fill my water bottle. I feel like I do hear zombies. Okay, so they're headed out that way. Somehow that one appears to think that it knows where I'm at. We need to clear the field out one more time. If we can find ourselves a hoe, we can actually get some gardening done. Unfortunately, there are no hoes around at the moment. The zombie apocalypse really, really, really hard on the world's earliest profession. Or the world's oldest profession, is that what it is? Here, just strike her. Strike her repeatedly. There we go. Finish the gerb. I needs a gerb. Earbuds? Yup. Take those. The right of loot is mine, for you have been defeated, and all RPGs have taught me that if I murder you, I get your stuff. You want an orange shirt? We could have an orange shirt. That's like one step away from red, though, and I'm not quite sure. You guys ever heard the joke about the brown pants? I should probably tell that joke. I told it to somebody the other day, and I thought everybody knew that joke. Thought everybody knew that joke, but apparently people don't. So, it's colonial times. Let's get that straight right now. It's the 1600s. The captain is up on deck right before he and his men go into a great sea battle. And they notice that against, like, regulations, he's wearing a very, very red shirt. And so one of his men, his first mate, sits down and he's like, "Captain, why are you wearing a red shirt right now?" And the captain springs into this long diatribe and says, "Well, if I am wounded in battle, I wear the red shirt so that my men will not know that I am wounded. They will not see the blood flowing from my body, so they will continue the fight in earnest." And so he says, "Okay, that's pretty cool." And right at that moment, a shot flies over the deck, impacting with the back of the ship. The captain cries out, "Fetch my brown pants!" And so that's pretty much the joke. I probably told it terribly. It's been a while since I told it last. Like 24 hours, but I'm out of practice, so there it is. I hope you enjoyed. That's the oldest joke I know. I learned that joke when I was like in 5th grade, and it's just been my go-to joke for like the last 20 years. Like if somebody's like, "Tell a joke," that's the one that I always tell. I should probably manifest a few more up in my brain hole, but I just haven't done it. There are so many Zeds over here. Alright, well, my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcastle for the next episode of Project Zomboid. Cornnut Collins bids you adieu. Oh, somebody broke through my window. Somebody done broke through my window. Well, son of a bitch. Okay, well, we'll investigate that in the next episode, because that's not acceptable at all. I will see you all later. Hi-do, everybody.